Hello, everyone. This is Mary Elizabeth with Broken Soul Tarot, and this is February's 2026 monthly general forecast for the element of air. Air. And the zodiac signs of Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. All right, let us see what the overall monthly energy is for the element of air and the zodiac signs of Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. All right, we have the World card. All together now. Now I'm going to read this out of the book, but I'm pretty sure that we are talking about being on the precipice of something outstanding and amazing. And we're talking about expansion and transformation. So let's see. The World, expansion and opening up. The man in this picture is looking out over a bay above which the beautiful sphere of the earth is rotating. The card is reminding you to expand your vision and contemplate some much broader options. The world is wide, so there's a lot out there to consider. In the modern age of technology, this could specifically be referring to creating or expanding to a more global network through the internet or social marketing. Drawing this card also lets you know that you have unlimited resources available to you, and now is the time to think big. As they say, the world is your oyster, so go get ready to gobble it up. Your affirmation for this card is, my life expands into boundless horizons with unlimited powerful energy. A world of possibilities opens to me now. So you have the world at your fingertips. So what are you going to do, right? You have everything that you could ever want, dream, and desire of, and the only limitations you have are the ones that you put on yourself. So what are you doing? What are you doing? What's your next move? All right, let's see what, well, that's why there's no movement. All right, so we have the Lovers, the Four of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. So, okay, so this is just a question, and I'm not pointing fingers and I'm not saying anything, but are you in a place or a space where the limits that you have aren't the limitations you put on yourself, but the limitations that somebody else may be putting on you? Because we have the Four of Swords and the Nine of Swords, right? And the Four of Swords is it's reevaluating your options, reevaluating and contemplating that what's next, right? Following that intuition. And that Nine of Swords, it's all mental. It's all in the head. Well, I don't know if I can. And it's almost like people are planting the seeds. And every time that you get this unbelievable opportunity, they water those seeds with their jealousy, their deceit, their own insecurities and doubt, which they project onto you. Now, this could be about a relationship. You want to have a relationship, or you're in a relationship, but you're uncertain on where and how this relationship is going. So there is an insecurity around you about this relationship. And there's a huge world out there at the tip of your fingers. And maybe it's almost like, if I choose this relationship now, what are my options in the future? There's an energy here of that as well. So there's this relationship presented to you, and you're like, yeah, but if I say yes, what if da 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 da, comes along the person that I'm supposed to be with forever and ever, and there's a big old world out there, and do I want to limit my options and limit where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing? So let me just take a moment to contemplate this and really think about what happens when I make this commitment and when I make this decision. So it's an either or thing. The Nine of Swords is this energy of insecurity and doubt. She's wearing blue, and blue is the throat chakra. So we really want to talk about it, but there's this insecurity and fear about talking about how we feel. Maybe there's an insecurity and fear about talking about how they will see us if we are unable to make the decision that they want to hear. Does that make sense? Or maybe we want to talk to them about how, when they talk to us and how they are making us feel, that it it deters us from expanding and going out into the world and making a better something for ourselves. So this could be an either or energy, but there is another person involved with the lovers, and there is contemplation on what's next, and there is insecurity and doubt. And if you're afraid to have this conversation because you're afraid about triggering someone or putting someone in a shitty mood, then really think about how this conversation should happen. You have the world in the palm of your hands, and none of us should be limiting our desires to please anyone else. None of us should be limiting our abundance to please anyone else. No one should be limiting our beliefs to appease someone else, right? So it's very important, that regardless if it's a personal relationship, a family relationship, a situationship, regardless of what it is, it's very important that you sit with yourself and contemplate the decisions that you have before you, and be open, be truly open to talk about it, and look for messages from the other side. Look for messages from the other side. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And I want you to see the cobwebs that are here in this picture. This isn't an hour thought process. This isn't laying down, taking a nap, and contemplating. This is really seriously fucking contemplating your life, right? And we have the world, and we have travels, no, I'm sorry, we have passion. So maybe your passion is you traveling the world, because we have travel. Maybe this is a soul journey you're meant to go on, and you're not ready to settle down. You're not ready to, maybe you feel stagnant. Maybe you feel held back. Maybe you feel like you don't have the opportunity to go out there into the world. I want to tell you this, conversation is your best friend. Regardless of how you feel about having this conversation, being open and honest with someone is extremely important, especially when this has to do with you and your life. You and your life. Your life. Yours, right? So I'm pretty sure that if this person thought that they had an opportunity to go out into the world and follow their passion and travel and do all the things that they wanted to do, they wouldn't have a problem saying anything to you. They probably wouldn't have a problem packing a bag and going. So why would you hold yourself back from what it is that you desire to do because you fear how this person will react or what they will say? This could be, it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. It could be a family member. It could be, someone who you're very close to. But I want to tell you, we have the world, we have the travel, and we have passion. And there's something here that you're desiring to do, but you're putting it on hold because you don't want to hurt somebody else. And I, as much as I admire that, I'm also going to say that it's very important for a person to feel comfortable with speaking to someone else and expressing to that other person their dreams, their wants, their needs, and their desires. And if your desire is, if your passion is to travel, to go and explore and expand, and it doesn't matter the age, just have that conversation and be honest about it without hurting someone, without hurting someone's feelings. And if they're coming back sideways, attempting to hurt your feelings and make you feel guilty about how you feel, well, then that kind of tells you the person you're dealing with, doesn't it? So we have speak your mind. Exactly what I said a minute ago, speak your mind. And then we have cleansing the body and spirit. And this is what I want to say. For some of us, for so very long, we have been quiet. We have been silent because we were told that that is our place. And when we are in this energy of being silent and insecure because that's our place, it kind of, how when you step on gum and it gets on the bottom of your shoe and you try to get it off and then it gets everywhere? Well, that's kind of how insecurity is. That's kind of how doubt is. That's kind of how self-loathing is. That's kind of how uncertainty is. That's kind of when you've been through situations to where the person you're talking to, or the person you're trying to have a conversation with, or the person who says that they love you, whatever the case is, you're trying to express something to them and they're making you feel guilty about it. That guilt inflames or magnifies guilt from the past, the guilt that you have already felt about what you desire to do in your life. So then guilt on top of guilt, on top of shame, on top of insecurity, on top of this, on top of that. And it just becomes like mud or gum or glue. You just can't get it off. So sometimes we have to take the, what's the word? The initiative to cleanse that shit, to cleanse it off. And how you cleanse your shit off is how you cleanse your shit off. We each have a different way of cleansing that shit. It could be speaking our mind, speaking our truth, or packing a fucking bag. It could be doing what the fuck we want to do, giving into our passion and going. It could be setting someone down and slapping them with the truth. Not physically, mind you, but some people do need to be smacked. Anyway, never mind. 666, reflection. When you allow time for reflection, you allow yourself to see what inner shifts are needed. Is it time for you to look at your beliefs and ask, are they serving me? Or is it time for me to release this? So reflect, refocus, readjust. Your affirmation is, as I refocus on what serves my highest good, I feel myself shift into my higher self. Know that you are divinely guided and loved.